My name's Tanja Raaste, and a little bit about my company, which is Nordic Nomad Productions, which I set up in 2005 when I arrived back in London from Los Angeles, and I thought that I wanted to set up as an independent producer, but also setting up a company that is really a champion for producing and for producer-led theatre, because sometimes I think if you are an independent producer, it can be kind of easier to just maybe join a theatre company or join a theatre, and I also know that there are a lot of other people who just wanted to do their own projects out there, and a lot of people also needed that kind of expertise from a producer, so I was hoping to put those two things together. And I have since worked with many different people in London, setting up their shows, also setting up a show of my own, and just kind of taking it from that viewpoint. And then something unexpected happened, like it always does, and I ended up, through a couple of different coincidences, teaching. So I ended up teaching business skills at different schools like Mount View and Rose Bruford, and the Northern School of Contemporary Dance, to name a couple. And I've been really enjoying it, and I'm continuing with now the dual purposes of teaching business skills to artists and theatre people, and also producing my own work, helping other people produce theirs, that kind of thing. We've been chatting about theatre, especially in Southwark, and one of the challenges, I think, for theatre companies and producers and other people who work in theatre in Southwark is partly the location, because you've got to decide, are you going to be doing theatre and work for people who live locally or kind of throughout South London, which is going to be very different marketing-wise than if you're going to be trying to get people to come in, say, from Central London, from North London, from all over, because people do kind of say, oh, South London, if they don't live here, it tends to be a bit of, well, how do I get there? Isn't travel hard? And you've got to overcome all of those things. So there's, I guess, a couple of different things that I think people could do, and I see people doing it, and I think it seems to work very well, is they're banding together. So say, for instance, if there's a theatre company and maybe an arts gallery, maybe even another different type of theatre company locally, what you might want to do is join together, do some joint marketing, and really make people in that area aware that here's like a little cultural hub that they can come to and see different things. And if they go to the gallery, well, pop into the theatre a couple of doors down, and really kind of start making this kind of hub. And I think that's what happened with the whole South Bank area. And now people are actually travelling there to go and get their cultural needs met. And obviously that's kind of quite a big scale thing, but it's a very good example, I think, of how to do things, yeah. I've always been very fond of Southwark Arts Forum personally, because when I first got here from LA, I was feeling jet-lagged, and I was feeling cold, and all these other things, and just feeling a little bit like, I know I used to live in London, but you know what, I feel I've been away for such a long time, that I'm not really quite sure where to start, where do I start meeting people and things like this. And I came across an organisation called Southwark Arts Forum, and I gave them a call, and I said, I don't live in Southwark at the moment, I'm in Lambeth, and would it be okay if I came along to one of your events? And they were saying, yes, come along, and we'll meet you when you arrive, and we'll give you a little cup of coffee or wine or whatever it was, and it just felt like a very, very welcoming space. And I then ended up going along to a few of the events, meeting people, and kind of really kick-starting things from there, and feeling like from the get-go that I was part of an artistic community, and I was very pleased with that inclusive kind of ethos that seemed to permeate the whole of the organisation, and it was very approachable as well. And I phoned up a couple of times to ask for advice on different things, and yeah, so I'm very pleased that Southwark Arts Forum exists, and I hope that a lot of people do contact them and get to work with them. And a few of my things that are coming up, as I mentioned before, the teaching thing is something also that's very close to my heart, because I find that a lot of artists have I mean artists in a wide sense of the word, so all kinds of photographers and theatre artists and performers and so on, often find it difficult to go out there and market themselves, because they are marketing themselves often. It isn't just something that they can say, here's my work and I'm now going to market my work. So that can be a difficult stage. Also, often we don't get to learn enough about the kind of the business skills, the marketing, the budgeting, and all of those other things. So I've kind of made it a little bit of my mission to show that these things they're actually quite easy. They are not rocket science. They are not hard at all. But there's a lot of I don't know, people tend to go really deep into them initially and say, well, you must get it right and you must do this and you must do that. Often it's enough that you're just doing it and then you're learning as you go. And this is what I'm kind of trying to get people to do, just to kind of start doing it, realize it's not that scary, it's not that difficult. They've already got a lot of skills that are going to make it very easy for them. So I've set up a little meetup group for anybody who wants to learn about business skills. And it's free to join. It's called Business Skills for Performers and Artists, and you can look it up on meetup.com. And as I say, it's free to join, and then I'm going to have a monthly workshop about different skills, such as marketing yourself, such as budgeting, such as networking, making plans, business planning, all of those kind of things. And on top of that, in addition, we're just going to have a fun evening every month, which is called the Ambassador's Salon, where we'll have a little bit of performance, maybe a little bit of music, a Q&A with the artists, and then just some mixing and mingling, some decadent drinks, and just kind of fun little I say it's networking, but it's more fun than networking. And the first one's coming up on the 25th of January, so I do hope that a lot of you can make it there.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.